All right, guys, welcome back to Outdoor Instinct. Today I have another project for the ultimate ice fishing rig, aka my four-wheeler, which takes me on and off the ice all over wherever I go. So I have done a couple modifications here so far. The Hummingbird mounted to the front with GPS, which is working out great. It's works really well. Highly recommend doing that. It saves a lot of time drilling holes and just in general checking your maps. You know, if you don't have it mounted to it, going back and checking your maps. Works really slick. Just being able to have it up and being able to drive right up to your spot. Highly recommend doing that if you do a lot of ice fishing. We have the bucket rack with an auger holder on the back. Nice little modification there to make it more practical for hauling stuff out onto the ice. Just so you don't have so much stuff in your sled all the time. Really makes it nice. You don't have to worry about stuff falling out of your sled quite so much. You know, you don't have to use straps or bungee cords or anything. You put a bunch of stuff in there and then you put everything else in your sled. And I mean, now using this with the basket, there's plenty of room for everything. And it's really nice to be able to have this on the back to be able to hold a Vexilar or a pail for fish or minnows or whatever you might have that you want to put back here. It's really slick. If you don't use like a GPS unit and you don't have it mounted to your front, you know, you can put it right back here. You know, whatever you may have, you can put it in here. I made it so it fits a 5-gallon pail. I can fit 3 of them in there side by side with a little room to spare. And even just random things you can just stick in there because it's all caged in so nice with the expanded metal. It really makes it so you can put anything in there, really. Obviously, it has to be bigger than the expanded metal, but you can put pretty much anything in there, bags, whatever, drinks, food, you know, whatever you might have that you want out on the ice with you. But today, we're going to put on some tire chains for traction. The snow is starting to get deep out on some of the lakes I've been going out onto, and I have the chains. I just have to put them on. I'm gonna put mine on the back just because that's where I like to put my chains. And yeah, I'll be showing you guys how to do that today. First things first, you're gonna want a jack. At least that's what I do. I'd use it, makes it go way faster just to jack it up, and you can don't have to worry. You can just spin the tire with your hands. You want to put it in neutral as well, so you can spin the tires easily. Okay, so you're gonna jack it up here, get the tires so they're just off the ground a little ways. Nothing too crazy, just enough so that way you can get your chain on there and spin your tire freely, so you can get it all snugged down real nice. Okay, I got my tires probably 2 to 3 inches off the ground, which is just fine. That'll be plenty. Now we move around over to here. As you can see, it's full of snow. I was using it today. So now what you're going to do, your tires are probably pumped up full of air. So you're going to want to get rid of some of that, just so you can get them good and tight without having to worry about them coming off when you're going across the lake or whatever you're doing while you're plowing snow or something. So yeah, the next step here is to get you a tire pressure checker or something that will drain some of the air out of your tires. And this is kind of a long process. You can use a screwdriver too and just push in that little button in there. But if you have one of these, I'd recommend using it just because it's made for it. I'll bring you guys back once I get some air. Okay guys, so one thing you're going to want to do is make sure to identify which side of the chain is the outside. I already know which way my chain goes. These little bars on here go to the outside just to help get extra grip on the ice or snow, whatever you're driving your four-wheeler or ATV in. You can put these on side-by-side still, I guess, so ATV, UTV, whatever you're driving your machine in, and you want to just kind of lay them out here nicely. And then what I like to do is I got a flat tire on my roller thingy here. What you want to do is you want to pull it underneath the four-wheeler, like so. And then I like to give it, like I said, put it in neutral so it's easy to spin your tires. See how it spins now? Which is exactly what you're going to want. And then you're going to give her a nice wrap. You're just going to spin the tire around, like so. You just want to kind of roll it around, roll it so it's on there. And you want to kind of make sure your links are somewhat straight and it's even from the inside to the outside. You know, you're hanging down the same amount roughly on each side of the tire so that way they don't come off. And you want to shift it around the back. I'm going to try not to take my bucket rack off. Not a huge pain, but I just would rather not. Then you're going to take and hook your inside on the first link. Okay? And then you're going to grab your outside, and you're going to try to shift it so that these will meet. These tires are a little big for these chains, but you give her a couple spins like that, and it'll line up pretty nicely. Permitting you don't drop it too many times and get it all messed up. I know I've had these chains on here before, but it's been a while, so it'll take me a minute to get these all lined up. And the lugs on your four-wheelers tires here really can make this a difficult process. So you want to take your time and shift it around so it's not catching on your lugs and it's keeping you from getting it tighter. Just a nice little trick. You know, kind of work it over those lugs so that way everything is equal from one side to the other. I know you guys can't really see what I'm doing here. I'll move you guys back here, like so. I'll just kind of work the chain around. And I got one hand on this lever, pulling it tighter and tighter as I work it. And typically you can get a couple links out of these. There, see how much looser that just got by popping it over those lugs like that. You really want to take your time with this because it really sucks putting these on when you're stuck in a snowbank or you're out in the middle of the lake and you're cold and in the snow. So you really want to take your time to put these on and make sure you get them on good and tight so they don't come off on you. And you just want to make sure that these aren't stuck on the lugs like some of these are. You know, if they can go further, make sure you try and get them to go further. And I like to make sure my end link here, I was hooked in this one, I'm going to go to this one, the second link. Make sure that first link is behind it so that way it doesn't get jammed in there. By spinning these around, you can kind of work it a little bit just to get it so it lines up a little nicer here. Let's try, oh wow. Yeah, see? Sometimes just popping it over a lug really makes a huge difference. Now keep in mind your tires have been deflated a bit, so this will get even tighter once you pump it back up with air, which is exactly what you want. You want them to get tighter when you pump them up with air before you start driving them. That's pretty tight. And then what you want to do is you want to take it for a little drive just to make sure it's good and tight and you don't hear a ton of rattling. And then you're going to take some zip ties and zip tie this on so it's nice and tight and nothing's really flopping around. It just makes it a whole lot cleaner. So there's one side. I'll go grab some zip ties, finish this side off. So I got me some zip ties. I like to use plenty, just so I know stuff won't be rattling loose on me. I always put one on that tail that's hanging off that's loose. And then I like to take one and wrap it through here, just to kind of help hold that on there and keep it from popping open on me. And then I'm going to go to the inside here. I'm going to do the same thing. Right now I can find the links. There we go. Take a wrap around there and through there, just to help hold that in there, just so it don't pop open when I'm going across the lake, because been there, done that. Good times for sure. And that's how you rip your boots on these things as well, with these chains on, for sure. That'll wreck your boots really fast. And then once again, zip tie that tail so it don't flop around on me. And there. You now have your chains on your ATV. You're going to definitely want to nip these nubs off. Just to clean it up so they don't whack on stuff. So I want to take your little nipper here, give it a nice little snip, and here as well, and also once again on the inside. And there you go. Once you pump that up, that chain should be good and tight, and I won't worry about that. I took a lot of air out of this tire, so I got a feeling it's basically empty. Yeah, when I let it down off the jack, the tire will probably be flat, which is normal when you do this. Some people don't like to drain out all the air. I like to drain out almost all the air. Just make sure I get them on good and tight. And now for side number 2, same thing. Well, thanks for checking out the video. I hope some of these tips help you. Some of the things that I'm doing might give you ideas for your own build. And good luck out there, and be safe on the ice.